Stories. Marcus Carlson is here. And first up, Marcus, the airplane giants, Airbus and Boeing, really fighting it out for sales in the Asia market.
Yeah, we're going to start this edition of the business rundown in Singapore. That's where the Singapore AIRSHOW is in full swing. And Airbus picked up an order for 63 aircraft from a Vietnamese airline on Tuesday at catalogue prices. This order is worth some $6.4 billion, which underscores Asia's growing importance for plane makers. Airbus also stressed that its most recent edition, the A350, will be delivered on time. Olivia Zalazar-Wenspe has more.
The new addition to the Airbus family spreads its wings. The A350 made its first public appearance at the Singapore Airshow after its maiden flight in June last year. It's no coincidence that the plane launched in Asia. Aeronautical executives have their eyes trained on the region as they look to get a piece of the key market of the future.
We've sold, we've got 814 orders, 39 customers in 30 countries. And 30% of these orders are for the Asian markets, are for Asian airlines.
It's an opinion echoed at Boeing, where demand for the company's liners in the region is up.
Well, as we look out the next 20 years, the Asia-Pacific market will be the largest marketplace in the world. We expect passenger traffic to grow about 6.3% per year, cargo traffic at 5.8%. And as a result of this growth, we see a total demand of close to 13,000 airplanes here in the Asia-Pacific region.
Lighter and more energy efficient, the A350 can carry between 200 and 400 passengers. It will sell for between $254 and $332 million, a competitive price tag in the category that includes rival company Boeing's 777 and 787 jets. Its turn on the tarmac at the Airshow on Tuesday was also a strong message to their clients that Airbus should deliver this new model on time.
There'll be no nasty surprises on my watch. That seems to be the message from the new head of the U.S. Federal Reserve. Janet Yellen testified to American lawmakers on Capitol Hill for the first time since she was sworn in as Fed chair just last week. She said there are no plans to divert from the course set out by her predecessor, Ben Bernanke. Yellen said the Fed will continue to dial back its stimulus of the U.S. economy, but she said that it'll happen gradually to ensure that the economy is actually improving. Let's listen in.
Since the financial crisis and the depths of the recession, substantial progress has been made in restoring the economy to health and in strengthening the financial system. Still, there is more to do. Too many Americans remain unemployed. Inflation remains below our longer-term objective.
Once again, the message there from Janet Yellen that there'll be continuity at the Federal Reserve on her watch. And it appears that investors, they're liking that kind of message from Yellen. As you can see right here, the U.S. stock markets are trading sharply higher this session, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average once again going above the 16,000 mark, up 1.4% just this hour. In Europe at the close, the indices were also trading higher on Yellen's message. The FTSE 100 up 1.25%. The CAC 40 and the DAX also up just shy of 1% on Tuesday. Now, there is a risk that France will miss its target to reduce its budget deficit, and the government should be looking at further cuts. That's according to the state auditor called the Compte here in France. The watchdog says the government is too optimistic that its cost-cutting measures will pay off. It also says the government's forecast for tax revenues is too high. The government has pledged to cut the deficit to 3.6% of France's gross domestic product this year. Let's take a look at some companies in the spotlight this Tuesday. Barclays is under fire for hiking bonuses while axing jobs. While outlining its quarterly results, the British bank unveiled plans to slash up to 12,000 jobs. It also emerged that Barclays' bonus pool for bankers increased by £210 million last year. Chief Executive Anthony Jenkins defends the higher payments. He says the bank needs to stay competitive on pay to attract the right employees. Shares in L'Oréal dropped more than 3% on Tuesday. It came as Swiss food and drinks group NESTLE said it's selling an 8% stake in the French cosmetics firm. The buyer is L'Oréal itself. It's paying for the deal by giving Nestlé its stake in the Swiss skincare company Galderma. And the United States is ready to take action against firms that violate sanctions against Iran. The warning came from Barack Obama during a briefing with French President Hollande in Washington. It follows a recent visit by a large French trade delegation to Iran, with French heavyweights like Total and Renault included. Iran is hoping that Western powers will relax sanctions as the two sides are due to hold talks over Iran's nuclear program. President Obama says that an agreement must come before sanctions are dropped. A clear shot across the bow there of French companies, by the looks of it at least. And with that, I'm going to throw it back to you, Tom, and I'll be back again next hour with more business news.
Thank you very much indeed, Marcus. Well, that's it from me for this half hour. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour. But before that, here's a check of what's going on online. Web News is next.